Cognac Queen, but we on Uncle Don today. Uncle Don. Come on, my gal.
Miami with it.
Here for a good time, not a long time. Okay.
You flake, you won't talk about what you had to leave the house like you.
Yeah.
Damn, sexy as hell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that white nigga now.
Ooh, my nigga. Okay. Oh, you with the shit, huh?
With the shit.
Ooh.
Big Florida shit, you heard.
You put it out your pocket. Okay, we ain't gonna do that here.
What's going on, man? You know, say this my girl now. She could probably get in trouble for this shit. She here for a good time, not a long time.
Okay.
What you talking about? Yeah.
Hey, we lit.
Look, I'm from England. I met the prettiest girl from Ohio. Beautiful. Best girl I've ever met.
Gang shit, man. Never know what time it is, man.
I'm phone number.
All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, kudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. The rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. And shalom and peace, may that be into the elect. That's lucky about the little pause. Little slip right there. But we're back on this channel. Giving all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, kudash. We just had a week strike. Put up on a little public service announcement about it. I still feel, if you're used to seeing videos every day and then you don't see it for a week, you're like, what's happened? Nothing crazy happened. I just got a strike on my channel. I'm all in good health. Praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, and still trying to, put this flesh away, man. Put this old man away. And keep under my body. But looking at some of this shit, man. Just looking at, I'm not finished it yet, but I just, what's it called? Bear with me 1 minute, I'll tell you what it's called. Thirsty Traveller. The Thotimus from Babylon the Great. Bay 12, Bay 1 through 12. It's just, this is crazy, man. The level it's got to. I'm really just sitting and meditating upon it, man. That is crazy, bro. And I'll get this first scripture. Revelation 18 and 23. This is talking about after. This is a prophecy because this has not yet happened. This is talking about after Babylon's destroyed. But there's a point in here that we can already see. How all nations, in this scripture it says were deceived. Because that's a prophecy, it's they are deceived right now. Deceived by this whole, Babylon the Great, United States of America. Revelation 18 and 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Everyone has got some level of defilement from Babylon the Great. Even in them places that you think, they're keeping their customs. They're ancient to some degree, of course it's modernized, but this isn't happening, or you'd believe this isn't happening in an Arab place. But then you also had this short news excerpt, from a while back, showing people in Saudi Arabia, and those in like a modern, city center or whatever. And some of those people look straight. If you just take a picture of them, because they're Arabian, you'd think they were Ephraim or something, man. You'd think they're Puerto Rican or Mexican and such, and that they were just strolling along in the United States of Babylon the Great. And when I say Mexican, I mean the tribe of Issachar. Yeah, that's Puerto Rico, Ephraim, yeah, so far, and the scattering thereof. And a lot of them, yeah, Arabs are actually Jake. But you know, how Americanized, you know, Edomized they've become, which is really Hellenization or Romanization again in this time. You'd be looking upon there and you'd think, oh man, whereabouts is that in America? No, it's in all these places. All these places have their, you know how you have your Chinatown. Well, in every little Chinatown and every little this town, yeah, you've got Babylon juice, man. And it might be, you know, hidden at first, but you look long enough, you'll find it, man. All right, why is that? Because Revelation 17 and 1 through 2. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. We'll skip down to find what the waters are. Verse 15, and he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. Yeah, so all these different nations. Yeah, even the ones that seem divergent from so-called Western culture, they're still involved with it. You know, with this, and it's not Western culture, it's specifically Babylon the Great. You know, that pushing out this vibration, this spirit, using various manners of pushing it out. So, and they're wiser than Daniel. You know, they've got wisdom, but it's not wisdom. As it says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So although they're wiser than Daniel, they're not wise. You know, they're a fool. As it says, 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter, around the 18th verse. And same in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter. And Lord willing, we'll get them. Because you have Jakes, the top, you know, they're deep into this man's philosophy and think they're a fucking top guy. Yeah, you're a top guy in a base man's full system, man. So verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. And that's really going into adultery, I believe. You get into the word. But it's where you get the term of porn.
Strong's G 4203. Parnuo.
Pornuo. To prostitute one's body to the lust of another. To give oneself to unlawful sexual intercourse. Yeah, so that anything, if you go into Leviticus, it talks about, for example, approaching and uncovering the nakedness of a person next of kin, a near family, so incest basically. It tells you certain outlines on how you know if it's off, how you know if it's lawful and such. But adultery is a main one. Here's another one. The rainbow flag is used to push another thing that goes against the scripture, and that the main thing, the main spot of so-called liberation for that is where? Babylon the Great. Right, and this is the country that's paraded around. We are the people. This is God's nation. This is a God-fearing nation. We are a Christian people, but your works show the opposite, man. And if you were to the video of Elder Manat Zachbar, or rather the Elder Manat Zachbar was reviewing and rebuking, if you'd have shown someone that in Babylon, fucking 50, 100 years ago, not 50, maybe a bit longer, say 60, 70, 100 years ago, they would bug out, man. So how much more so the ancient customs? We all these people you see on the earth today, they have ancient forefathers, and they have their own customs and culture. For example, Kwas, he used to worship Kwas, and these different idols and deities. So although it's regurgitated, a lot of this shit, it's fucked, man. What I'm trying to say is, if you can show a Babylonian 100 years ago and he would be shocked, how shocked do you think our forefathers would be? Them that kept the customs. So we've fallen so far, man. So far. Right, to commit fornication, metaphor to be given in idolatry, to worship idols. It says, A, to permit oneself to be drawn away by another into idolatry, which that's against the law. Read Deuteronomy 13th chapter. Why does it say fornication and idolatry? Wisdom of Solomon 4 and... I thought it was 4 and... Bear with me. Sorry, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols is the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. See, so but even some of these, even idols, they wouldn't be that far gone, man. Of course they would, if they're far gone in terms of us, but to them, even some of the behaviors of nowadays will be completely wacky. So even if a even if a wacky person says, "Oh shit, that is wacky," there's something going on there. And they might say that about a sane thing as well. But the whole point is, it's fucked. We've fallen so far away. And what does it say in the scripture? They were saying she had 12 man. Who knows if she mashed all of them? Got with all of them, was popped by all of them. But a significant number at least, man. Them man aren't just riding you around in their Lamborghini all day long just to feel good. Well, they're trying to feel good, but not like that. You understand? So Jeremiah 3 and verse 1, and let's just analyze this, a certain section of this, and again put it in perspective. And I'd have to give credit on this, the zoom in there to Elder Apostle Gabal. He did a lesson on it. Beautiful lesson on this scripture, that is. So it says, they say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. Ye return again to me, saith Yahawah. So that says, if a woman, right, let's call her Susie, leaves a man called Fred, Susie and Fred, power couple of the year, and then Susie wants to be a thotty, and she now goes to Bob, Susie and Bob, and then she's like, in fact, never mind Bob, Fred, everyone knew with the power couple, she tries to go back to him. That land, it says, greatly polluted, and that's after one man. One man different from a husband, now it's greatly polluted. So imagine 11 other man. That's mad. That's crazy level, man. But this is the sort of shit that Babylon the Great pushes. There's no law against this. Well, there's a biblical law, but not under Babylon the Great. The law of the state, there isn't one. The law of the land, there isn't one. But this is meant to be the top God-fearing country. The beacon of Western civilization. Well, here you have it, man. Okay. This is Leviticus 20 and 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbour's wife, the adulterer and the adulterer shall surely be put to death. So that's let's try and get it in the NLT. I say it's very clear, but sometimes the language, if you're not used to reading Old English, it can get a bit confusing. Right, ESV. If a man commits adultery with the wife of his neighbour, both the adulterer and the adulterer shall surely be put to death. So if a man that isn't the husband of this woman lays with her, they're both worthy of death according to the law. Okay, so that's not a light thing. You can't, you can say sorry and shit, but you can't undo that, man. Like it says, jealousy is the rage of a man. Proverbs 6 and 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. Now, I doubt them men know. But like Elder Manatazachba said, I doubt they care. He probably doesn't care. Verse 33, a wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. Verse 34, for jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. See, if you lay with a man's wife, he's looking to get you, man. More time. You know, and it's not unrighteous. It wouldn't be unrighteous. But again, according to the way of the world, I wouldn't suggest going out and and brooking up. But that shit will get you mad. People, for example, Elder Apostle Tar said it recently. When a woman dies, who's the primary target that's looked at as a husband? But something like that can make your average Joe turn into Super Joe, man. Your average, he goes to work. He's a square, as they would say. He's not on the street. He's never been about any crazy lifestyle. But that shit, that'll turn you up, man. Turn up the heat. But it's just as it's events like that. Bear witness. How can this not be Babylon the Great, man? Who's really pushing out that culture as acceptable without the influence of Babylon? But that's all I've really got. And not too many scriptures, but just a commentary upon that, man. Because that is mad. But anyway, shalom.